On eastern New Mexico, the Biden administration is planning to move more U.S. troops further east in Europe.
Are warmer temperatures on our horizon? Find out in my full weather forecast.
Most Americans live in areas where healthy people do not need to wear masks indoors. That and more on News 3 New Mexico right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Hello and welcome. This is News 3 New Mexico. I am Olayinka Sodunke.
And I am Aidan Garcia. Authorities say Torrance County Sheriff deputies fatally shot a Las Cruces man after he allegedly pulled a handgun from his waistband and shot at one of the deputies, who was not hurt. New Mexico State Police statement said deputies encountered Castellano when they responded to a report of a vehicle stuck in snow in Edgewood early Thursday. According to the statement, Castellano shot at one of the deputies and at least two deputies returned fire, shooting Castellano at least once.
New Mexico Governor Michelle Grisham has signed legislation aimed at ensuring more effective coordination among law enforcement agencies when it comes to cases involving missing or slain Native American women. The measures also will boost data collection and education, as well as provide grant funding to improve reporting of missing persons cases. The governor was joined by victims' families for a signing ceremony at the Indian Pueblo Cultural Center in Albuquerque on Thursday. Supporters say the effort will help unite communities in providing better access to the resources needed to help solve potential crimes and bring justice to families.
Officials say an encounter between a Hobbs police officer and two suspects left the officer wounded, one of the suspects dead, and the other at large after she escaped police custody. The identities of the wounded officer and the man who died weren't immediately released, but a police statement identified the escaped suspect as 28-year-old Janessa Perez of Hobbs. City spokeswoman Megan Mooney said the officer was hospitalized in stable condition and expected to recover. Some aspects of the incident remained unclear, but the police statement said it began at about 10:30 p.m. when the officer encountered what appeared to be a stranded vehicle.
Now, Albuquerque police say one of two car drivers believed to have been racing on Albuquerque Street has been arrested in connection with a school bus rollover crash in which three students were seriously injured. Police said 49-year-old Mario Perez faces 2 counts of great bodily harm by vehicle. The crash occurred on Wednesday, just hours after police announced a new traffic enforcement program targeting speeding and street racing. Police said Perez was also injured in the crash, that he be jailed after his release from the hospital. Court records didn't list any attorney for Perez who might comment on his behalf. Police are seeking information on the second car driver.
Well, it's been pretty cold lately still. Any news on that?
It's going to stay cold. Things might warm up a little bit, but looks like things are going to stay cold.
Okay, let's go ahead then.
Check it out. It's February. I mean, what can we expect, you know? Things are still cool, not exactly super cold right now, but, you know, things are probably going to pick up here in a little bit. 44 in Gallup, 43 in Farmington, 59 in TRC. Down south, things are looking a little bit warmer, more comfortable. Probably cold to them, though. Let's check out those wind speeds. In this, I don't even. It's looking more windy down here towards Las Cruces and a lot of this area. Down Hatch, it's looking really windy. We flip it over to this part of the world, eastern New Mexico. You know, pretty much what we're used to for the high plains. Wind speeds around 15 to 20 miles per hour. You go down south, 20, 25, 30 miles an hour. That's Friday at 5. Let's speed it up. Albuquerque, now we're getting more wind up here, 25 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour. Towards Portales, though, not too bad. Looking pretty calm. You know, maybe 5 miles an hour here and there, but nothing too bad. Let's speed it up one more time. And look at that. Sunday at 11:30, not too bad. Albuquerque's still a little bit more windy, but, you know, a little breeze here and there. Nothing too major. And there we go. Sunday at 5 to end off your weekend. Not a whole lot of wind. Let's check the satellite right now. There's a small storm brewing around Texas down south, but besides that, the map's looking pretty dormant right now. I'll throw it back to Aidan and Olayinka at the desk.
Thank you. A lobbyist for progressive advocacy groups in New Mexico has accused a leading Democratic state senator of grabbing and pinching her buttocks at a hotel reception in 2015. She is calling on the lawmaker to resign in a public letter. Lobbyist Mariana Anaya says Senator Daniel Ivy Soto of Albuquerque groped her at a reception in Santa Fe for a teaching union. Ivy Soto on Wednesday denied that allegation and said his interactions with the lobbyist were never sexual. Anaya vowed to file a complaint with the legislature, which overhauled its anti-harassment policies in 2018.
New Mexico's top health officials say COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations are continuing to decline, and the state is still on track to lift its crisis standards of care declaration for hospitals in the coming weeks. The declaration was issued last fall as a way to ease the strain on New Mexico's already overburdened healthcare system. A few hospitals enacted the standard, which cleared the way for them to ration care if necessary. They had the option of suspending procedures that weren't medically necessary if they didn't have the capacity. Health Secretary Dr. David said Wednesday that the availability of hospital beds have increased this week. Authorities say a teenager was shot and killed across the street from an Albuquerque school, and they have information about a possible suspect. Police said Friday morning shooting appeared to have stemmed from an altercation between the West Mesa High School student and another person believed to be a juvenile. City and school officials said the gun was shot and not brought on campus, but that more needs to be done to ensure that children don't have access to guns. District Attorney Raul Torres was among those who pushed for tougher gun law during the recent legislative session. He said possession of firearm by minor should be a felony.
City officials in Las Cruces have canceled results of a process that solicited bids from organizations seeking federal pandemic aid after an audit found procurement code violations and inconsistent project eligibility practices. The Las Cruces Sun News report that a February 17th email to bidders said the selection process had been canceled in the best interest of the city. But the newspaper says the City Council still can act Tuesday to approve funding to 9 recommended projects chosen from among 21 bidders. The newspaper says a City Internal Audit Office report in January found multiple procurement violations and little documentation from panel members since bidding began in September. Well, that is all the news we have for you right now. Be sure to come back after the break for a look at Payton's full weather forecast.
But first, here's a look at today's financial market.
Welcome back. So, I now remembered, this is called the Southwest region of New Mexico. Truth or Consequences, 59. Silver City, 58. Las Cruces, 61. Oh, my name's covering it. That's all right, though. 46 in Tucumcari, 34 in Clovis, 34 and also in Portales, 47 in Roswell. Oh, we're zooming in right there. Forgot about that. 37 in Hobbs. Things are still pretty cold on our part of the world. Luckily, sadly, we don't live in the South, but, that's all right. One more look at the radar. Still pretty dormant. Not a whole lot going on. I'll flip it over to this side too so you guys can see it. Pretty quiet, but no news is good news sometimes. We'll take it back to Portales, our eastern part of the state. Not a whole lot going on still. Let's look at tonight's lows. This is where it gets really cold now. 9 in Raton, 19 in Clayton, 16 in Santa Rosa, 16 in Santa Fe, 23 in Albuquerque. That's pretty frigid if you're, I'm the weather guy, so I would know what's cold. 19 in Portales, 18 in Clovis, 18 in Tucumcari. Let's move more this way. 24 in Roswell. Always got to be different. Always warmer over there. Let's look at tomorrow's highs. We got 43 here in Farmington. We got 43 here in Gallup, 50 in Albuquerque, 58 in Socorro, 62 in Truth or Consequences. Let's move it over to our little slice of heaven over here. 48 in Portales, 48 in Clovis, 47 in Tucumcari, 51 in Santa Rosa. Let's see what Roswell's at. 56. Look at that. Different from everybody else on the map. Let's look at that 7-day forecast now. 55 in Carlsbad tomorrow on Saturday. Partly cloudy. 59 on Sunday. 30 Sunday night, 23 Saturday night as well. Almost missed that one. Let's take a look at Roswell. Nice and sunny this weekend. Man, I wish we had that weather. 55 on Saturday, 60 on Sunday, 24 Saturday night, and to end off your weekend, 30 on Sunday night. Oh, Tucumcari, Clay County, 47 on Saturday, nice and sunny. 18 degrees at night though, but it warms up during the day at 60 degrees. Sunday night looking at 29. Home sweet home, Portales, New Mexico. Partly cloudy, 48 tomorrow, start off your weekend. 19 degrees at night though, you might want to bundle up, put an electric blanket on. Nice and sunny on Sunday, however, 57, and then 28 degrees Sunday night.
Wow, it seems it's going to be cold for Saturday and Sunday, but I think I should be looking forward to Monday. Then it's going to get warm, right?
Hopefully next week it'll get a lot warmer.
Yeah, I think I'll be looking forward to that. But right now, this weekend, I'll get the electric jacket, as you said.
I mean, at least we're lucky we're not in Raton. 7?
7 degrees, yeah.
Really?
Glad to be reporting from eastern New Mexico.
Yes, sir. Okay, then we'll be back after this break. Welcome back, and now to the deadly attacks out in Ukraine. With Russia attacking Ukraine, the Biden administration is planning to move more U.S. troops further east in Europe in response to massive European firepower being so close to U.S. allies. Thursday, Biden announced ground and air forces already in Europe will relocate to Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland and Romania, but he says they will not cross over into Ukraine. And according to two sources, NATO has given NATO's Supreme Allied Commander in Europe, U.S. General Todd Walters, the authority to activate NATO's defense stance. The stance includes the ability to activate the NATO's response force. NATO's Secretary General says the defense stance gives their military commanders more authority to move forces and deploy them when needed. He said they are adjusting their posture, but there will be defensive measures and do not seek confrontation. Meanwhile, President Biden convened his National Security Council Thursday morning to discuss the situation and weigh options the U.S. can take against Russia. In the same vein, protests against Russia's invasion of Ukraine resumed in Moscow, St. Petersburg and other cities on Friday, even as authorities sought to push back against the spreading anti-war sentiment and project on image of strength and righteousness following large demonstrations the day before. The Kremlin also sought to downplay the scale of the protests and insist on popular support for attacks. Journalists and TV hosts were reported to face prosecutions for publicly speaking out against the invasion. In the meantime, an online petition to stop the war started by a Russian human rights advocate continued to rapidly gather signatures, exceeding 500,000 some 24 hours after it was launched. Anti-war protests also resumed in Moscow and St. Petersburg on Friday night.
Most Americans live in areas where healthy people do not need to wear masks indoors. That's according to new metrics the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention released Friday. The CDC's new metrics indicate only 28% of Americans live in part of the country where they need to wear masks indoors. That number used to be around 99% of the population. The metrics rely on hospitalization and case number data to determine the level of transmission. The CDC now says more than 70% live in locations with low or medium COVID-19 community levels. The agency has no indoor masking recommendation for those areas unless there's potentially an increased risk of contracting the virus. The CDC still recommends being fully vaccinated with a booster shot. They also suggest people get tested from the virus if they have symptoms. With so much going on in Europe and here at home, it's easy for headline anxiety to creep up and make us feel stressed and overwhelmed. In today's Health Minute, Mary Maloney has 3 tips to help you reduce stress and worry less.
Anxiety awakened. With jarring headlines of war abroad and inflation here at home, you may be feeling more anxious and overwhelmed than usual.
Many people are stressed out. Many people are feeling anxious, and you're not alone. The less alone we feel, the less intense those emotions can feel.
Life coach and health expert Stephanie Manzor has these 3 tips to help you reduce that heightened anxiety and worry less. Number 1, use your senses and sniff your way to serenity.
You can either spritz your favorite perfume, or you can use cologne, you can light a candle, you can use essential oils, whatever you can smell that makes you feel relaxed and a little bit more at ease.
Number 2, when there's a lot going on that's outside of your control or too many thoughts in your mind, Manzor suggests you pause and sip on something warm, like hot tea.
Now, why hot tea? Well, when something is hot, we have to slow down. We have to calm down in order to slowly drink the hot beverage.
And number 3, turn to your breath. Try this simple breathing technique that will help you release stress.
Breathe in for 4 counts, hold at the top for 4 counts, and slowly breathe out for another 4 counts. This is going to help your nervous system get more settled and feel more relaxed.
For today's Health Minute, I'm Mary Maloney.
Well, I'll probably have to take some cue from that, but then that's all the news we have for you right now.
But make sure to come back after the break for sports with Andres Chavez.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Andres Chavez, and here's news and upcoming games in the sports world. Starting with MLB, representatives of Major League Baseball and its locked-out players plan to meet again today for a 5th straight day of bargaining. They are 4 days away from the Monday night deadline set by MLB for a day to salvage opening day in a 162-game season. Yesterday's session produced only minor movement and no proposals on big money issues. Baseball's first work stoppage since 1995 is now in its 86th day. Moving to NMAA basketball, tonight will be the beginning of district championship weekend in boys and girls basketball as teams fight for a guaranteed spot to the big dance. Both boys and girls basketball have excellent games between ranked opponents fighting for championships in their respective districts. Now let's take a look at the top games to watch tonight. Starting with boys basketball, we have El Dorado and Sandia High School. In a battle of the 5A District 2 class, the 21st ranked Eagles will head on the road to take on the 10th ranked Matadors. The winner of this game will travel to La Cueva and face off in the district championship Saturday night. The Eagles are already 2 games into the tournament, beating Piedra Vista and Farmington before going into tonight's matchup. Let's see if the Eagles can continue to fly. The next match to watch for is Santa Fe and Los Lunas. Oddly enough, the 7th ranked Demons go into this game as the underdogs against the 11th ranked Tigers. Despite both their records, Los Lunas is undefeated in district play, including 2 wins against Santa Fe. The winner of this team will become champions in the District 5 of 5A class and guarantee a spot into the NMAA championship. Moving to girls basketball, we have 2 district championships tonight, starting with Moriarty and Taos. In 4A girls basketball, the 18th ranked Lady Pintos will travel north to take on the 20th ranked Tigers. Ranked 2nd in District 2, the Pintos are looking to beat the Tigers and claim the district championship crown. As for the Tigers, they're looking to punch a ticket to the 4A class championship after beating Moriarty twice in regular season district play. And the last exciting matchup to watch for is Gallup and Kirtland Central. In what could be the potential 4A class championship next week, the 7th ranked Broncos host the 5th ranked Bengals in tonight's District 1 championship. Both teams have gotten a win against each other in the regular season, and we are in stores for what is going to be a good game tonight as the road to the pit is near. Moving to Greyhound Athletics, the home debut of Greyhound softball will be on hold till next week. According to KENW Athletics, due to harsh weather conditions, Greyhound's match against Lubbock Christian will be canceled with an unlikelihood of rescheduling. The Hounds' second doubleheader against LCU will be pushed to Sunday, with the first pitch time expected to be at 12 o'clock noon, Mountain Standard Time. The Hounds' home opener is now against Texas A&M Commerce on March 4th. And moving to Greyhound basketball, tomorrow men and women's basketball will stay home to battle the Western New Mexico Mustangs. Tomorrow will also be a little more special as it is a senior night for the Greyhounds. Both teams have 3 seniors that have made amazing plays for the Greyhounds, helping be cornerstones on both teams and unforgettable plays and memories for the green and silver. As this is their last game, we thank them for their contributions on and off the court and wish them the best in their future endeavors. Tip-off for the games start at 2 p.m. with girls and basketball and boys basketball at 4 p.m. Well, that is all the sports I have for you tonight, but be sure to stay tuned as we will be back at the desk with Olayinka and Aidan after this break.
Yeah, Payton, so let me know, is there going to be a miracle? Is it going to get warm magically?
You know what? I don't think it's going to, but there's still hope for next week. I like to stay optimistic. So
I don't know, I'm a bit of a pessimist. I don't like how cold it's been. I don't got a pretty good cold resistance, man.
Yeah, I know, but you're gonna have to persist through one more weekend. So let's get one more look at our local weather. 45 Friday night. Friday during the day, actually, it's going to be mostly sunny. Saturday, 54, a little bit warmer. Sunday, also 57. All sunny throughout the week. And I think life's going to be good this weekend. It's going to be nice and sunny, and I think we're on the up and up.
Okay, I think I'll just get my blanket and just stay at home because I'm not going anywhere this weekend. It's just so cold.
I need to buy you an electric blanket. I think you'll love that.
Yeah, I would appreciate.
Have you guys ever tried a weighted blanket before?
I actually own a weighted blanket.
Really? They're wonderful. I don't know. But like, when it's in the summertime, I can't use it. It just gets too hot, you know?
Right.
But right now, it's kind of perfect timing for it. But I got to make use of it while I can.
Okay, so would anybody get me this jacket?
It's not a jacket, it's a blanket, my
Just
friend.
a blanket.
It's wonderful.
Okay.
It has like weight in it, and you just feel like you're being hugged.
Okay, yeah.
Beautiful.
Okay, I'll be expecting one from you guys then. One from you and one from you, right?
Perfect.
Okay then.
Both of us? Well, I got you.
Okay, that works then. Well, that is all the news we have for you tonight.